Hello everyone, Tawana Michelle here. Welcome to my channel and welcome back if you have been here before. If you don't know who I am a psychotherapist and recovery coach, and I focus on healing from trauma, narcissistic abuse, and codependency. So today I'm going to talk to you guys about how you inadvertently supply the narcissist. And I'm going to give you 5 ways that you do that. So if you are familiar with narcissists and the supply that they need to feed their ego, then you know that they need they need people to mirror back to them what they believe about themselves on a surface level. For instance, they believe that they are superior, they believe that they are entitled to attention and praise, and that they are these grandiose beings, and that they are all powerful, and that they can manipulate and control anyone in any environment, in any situation that they choose. So people give them certain things that reinforce all of that. So if you are trying to break away from a narcissist and you have decided, I am not gonna even be involved with this person anymore, I am not gonna be their supply, you may, and they won't go away, you may find that you are inadvertently supplying them. And you may not necessarily see it as supply, but they do. And it can be the smallest thing, the most subtle thing, and still in all, it's supply. And that's all they need. They just need a little bit. They just need a little bit from you to say, see, I knew it. I knew I still had her. I knew I could still get a reaction out of her. So let me tell you 5 ways that you inadvertently supply the narcissist. The first is through indirect contact. So you may have gotten to the point where you're not having any direct contact with the narcissist at all. You're not answering their calls or responding to their texts or anything like that, but you may be maintaining indirect contact with them. For example, you might be reading their text messages. If you have not blocked them, you probably have text messages coming through. You're reading those messages. That's contact. You're not replying, but they are able to contact you. So they are communicating with you. That's indirect contact. You might be reading emails from them. That's a way that you're maintaining some indirect contact with them. Another thing that you might be doing is you might be maintaining an attachment through them by holding on to mutual friends of the narcissist, by still having contact with the narcissist friends and family members and people that you knew, or people that you all were friends with as a couple. I'm not saying that you have to completely just block all of these people out of your life if you've actually developed genuine friendships with these people. But the reality is probably that these are some of the narcissist's flying monkeys, people that the narcissist will use to do their dirty work. And you'll know the difference. And you'll know the difference because when you talk to these people that are also friends with the narcissist, they will bring him or her up in conversation. And so you end up having a conversation about the narcissist. And of course, that gets back to them. They'll say, oh, I talked to your ex and she asked about you. She's still thinking about you. She still seems to have feelings for you. So when you do that, you are indirectly still maintaining contact with the narcissist. If these people are genuinely your friends, then they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't be bringing up the narcissist. They wouldn't be pulling you into conversations. In fact, if they're genuinely your friends and they know that you are trying to avoid contact with the narcissist and they know how the narcissist treated you, they would probably discourage communication about the narcissist if you started to bring it up. They're going to want what's best for you. So that's how you know that you're still holding on, you're still maintaining this attachment and communicating indirectly with the narcissist. The second way that you inadvertently supply the narcissist is that you allow them to trigger an emotional response from you. So let's say you have been doing good with, avoiding the narcissist and not contacting them at all, but you haven't completely blocked them yet, and you're still reading some of those text messages, and they keep pushing, right? They know how to keep pushing your buttons until you blow up, until they get a response from you. So let's say you've been reading the text and you've had enough of the narcissist abuse, and then you just lose it. You just blow up. You have an outburst. You send that long, angry text message, or maybe, you even pick up the phone and you yell at them and you curse them out. You give them a piece of your mind and you hang up. And let's say you may not have had any contact with them for months. You may not even have any contact with them for months going forward after that incident. But if they can provoke you to an emotional reaction, even if it's once every blue moon, you're still supply. They still know that they have that kind of power over you. And you may feel like, well, I have the right. I'm tired of it. Well, you do have the right to do whatever you want. But that doesn't mean you're not being supplied. You're still being supplied. And that's one of the reasons it's so important to avoid contact 100% with these people. Block them. Don't read their text messages and their emails and such. I had to learn that the hard way, because I would do that. I would block this person and then go and read blocked text messages. And then after about 20 cruel messages, I'm sending one back. They know what they're doing. Don't fall for it. The third way that you inadvertently supply the narcissist is by trying to clear your name and dispel rumors that they've created about you. So we know that the narcissists, when they can't control you and have power over you and reel you back in under their spell, they like to start a smear campaign about you. So they're going to be talking bad about you to anyone who knows you, and most of it is just going to be lies and made up rumors about you. I know it's hard, y'all, but try as best as you can to ignore it. I mean, you want to tell your closest family and friends, because that's all who really matters, that this isn't true. Obviously, this is the narcissist being the narcissist, trying to deliberately hurt me. I'm not fazed. But when you put energy into trying to dispel those rumors and clear your name, and you're on social media and you're calling people saying, oh, that's not true, let me tell you what really happened, let me tell you my side, the narcissist hears about that. It gets back to them, and once again, they know they still got you. You're supplying them. You are supply when you do that. And trust me, I know it's hard. And all the things I'm telling you guys, I'm telling you from experience. I am guilty of doing it all. And you want to work to where you get to the point where, yeah, for one, you want to get to where you can say, this is painful. Of course it hurts. I feel betrayed every time this person does this to me, but I can deal with it on my own without lashing out, without trying to clear my name. And then eventually you get to a place where you recognize this isn't about me. This is the narcissist being the narcissist, trying to get a response from me, and it's not going to work. And it becomes no longer even painful. It can become even humorous. Like, oh my gosh, this is what he's come up with now. So you don't want to do that, because that, it's just being another form of supply. The fourth way that you are inadvertently being supplied to the narcissist is by responding to the occasional holiday or special occasion message. And sometimes you may do that just even without thinking. Now, this goes back to number one. If you're doing that, it means you haven't blocked them and you're still maintaining that indirect communication and keeping the communication line open. Let's say you haven't talked to the narcissist for years. This has happened to me too, y'all. I kid you not. Again, I tell you things that I experienced personally. You haven't talked to the narcissist for a year, and then you get a happy holidays text. a happy birthday text. And you're like, maybe you've forgotten that you haven't blocked this person. And you're like, without thinking, oh, thank you, or happy holidays to you. Without thinking, it doesn't matter. You get a ton of those types of messages on holidays and you absentmindedly send it back. Well, this opens the door for communication, and the narcissist is like, oh, she replied. So you start to get more messages, and they start to just slowly, gradually pull you back in. So how have you been? So what are you doing on this holiday? How's your family? And then before you know it, you're back in a relationship with these people because you supply them. All they need to know is the door is still open, little. It doesn't have to be all the way open. It doesn't have to be inviting. It just has to be somewhat open, because that's all they need. They're skillful at pulling you back in. And the fifth way that you inadvertently supply the narcissist is by obsessing about them through social media, okay? Stalking their pages, their Facebook, their Instagram, liking their posts, being involved in chats and discussions with people about the narcissist on social media. You don't want to do that, okay? Trust me, they are looking for any sign that you are still into them. And first of all, again, I keep going back to this. If you haven't blocked them, or including unfollowed them on all of your social media platforms, then you're seeing these people. Their posts come up. You, again, absentmindedly end up liking their post because you just happen to like a picture, or you happen to like something that they wrote, but you just happen to innocently like a post, and you don't think much of it. You're like, you're scrolling through your Instagram feed, a picture comes up, you like it, maybe they post a quote, you like it, maybe it's something related to their business, you like it. But if you're constantly stalking them, and if you're doing that, you're going to know things about their lives that you shouldn't know. And if you're communicating with people about them and it gets back to them, which it will, then they're going to know you're still obsessed with them and still stalking them through social media. Because if you're not communicating with them directly, they're going to know the only way for you to know certain things about their life, you have to have been searching for it, on their social media pages. So you don't want to do that. And I know sometimes we do, and we like to stay up to date on what's going on with exes sometimes. And that's okay if your ex is not someone who is narcissistic, someone who was abusive to you, and someone who will use any sign that you give them that the window is still open against you, because that's what they'll do. And so if you have a normal ex and you can still maintain a friendship with them, you can still maintain a social media connection with them, then that's okay. But with a narcissist, you just cannot do that, okay? So that is the fifth way that you are inadvertently and indirectly supplying the narcissist, and you don't want to do that. So just want to give you guys that information so you can be aware and avoid making these mistakes, okay? So if you find that information helpful, thumbs up the video and subscribe to my channel if you like the content, and share the video with people that you think may benefit from it. And thanks for watching. Bye.